New tonight, low milk prices are costing dairy farmers their livelihoods.
They're struggling while the industry is undergoing a transformation, becoming increasingly efficient.
Tonight, we take you to a farm that's using technology to keep the milk flowing. Dairy farming feeds Eric Fromm's soul.
This is where I grew up.
He's been zipping around his family's slice of Bloomfield Township for 55 years, raising countless calves.
These are probably about 6 weeks old here.
Farming its land and eventually taking over, watching as it transformed from the farm his grandparents bought in the 40s to an operation fit with a robot.
The dairy farms of today are a far cry from what they used to be, constantly evolving and implementing new technology.
Like Juno. Think of it like a Roomba for pushing back the feed the cows have shoved aside. And these activity trackers, just like what you might wear to the gym, except this tracks things like how much time they spend eating, moving, and milking. Those trackers also act as their key card into work, checking them in before they're hooked up to the automatic milkers.
When they start to flash, it'll say the flow is real low, and then all of a sudden it'll shut off the vacuum and the rope pulls up and pulls the milker off.
And all of that is relayed back to this computer program to compile and analyze their progress.
Our highest cow had 148.8 pounds of milk for the day.
It also alerts Eric when something might be wrong.
This will, again, send me a text message. I can go out and check on them, check temperature.
But all of this tech costs tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars at a time when money has been tight for dairy farmers across the country.
Well, it's troubling economic times for the dairy industry. We're in our 5th year of a down cycle.
Ken Nobis with the Michigan Milk Producers Association says low milk costs, trade disputes, general economics, and the weather have hit dairy farmers especially hard. Across the country, more than 2,700 dairy farms closed last year. Here in Michigan, the number of licensed dairy farms has been cut in half since 2009, with a 13% drop between 2018 and 2019 alone.
But Nobis says they're starting to see the light at the end of this tunnel. Prices have started to rise, and even though the dairy case has become crowded with milk alternatives, Nobis says Americans aren't shutting dairy completely out.
People don't drink as much milk as they used to, but they eat more yogurt, more cheese, more butter than what they have in the past. So overall consumption is good.
Eric Fromm says he's also optimistic about the future of dairy.
Things are improving. The price forecast is getting better, and I think that will bring a lot of relief to the dairy industry across the state and the nation.
Despite tougher times over the last few years, he wouldn't trade life on the farm for anything else.
This is what I love to do. This is what makes me feel like a productive member of society. You got to be at it, and a lot of work, and do your part, and they'll do their part.
And Fromm says passing the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, the new NAFTA, would help alleviate some of the strain. Many hoped it would be ratified by the end of this year, but that hope is dimming.